Hello, everybody. Today, we're going to talk about one of the easiest ways to get new clients, and that is Google searches. Because let's face it, if somebody wants a reflexologist, they don't have one already, they're going to go to Google, they're going to type in reflexologist, reflexology, something along those lines with their town name, near me, something to that effect. And then Google is going to show them 3 search results. Now, they were obviously going to show them the rest of the search results too, but this map is the key thing. It's going to come up first as long as Google thinks somebody's looking for a local service or business. And you are going to want to try your best to get into these 3 spaces. Now, in another video, I showed an example that depending on where you're located, the order might change. I am closer to this business, so she shows up first. A friend of mine who is closer to this business will have those 2 reversed in her searches. Now, in the other video, I also noticed that this business was not showing up, and she's also one of my clients who is a spa, but does reflexology. And I went in on that other video and I changed one little setting, and all of a sudden, now she's showing up instead of the other person who was showing up here before. So we're going to talk about how to optimize your listing and some things that you want to make sure you're doing to help your business show up here and make it easy for people who are already looking for reflexology to find you. So what you need is called Google My Business, and you're going to find it at google.com/business. If you don't have one set up already, you can go to this account and sign in with your Google account and set it up. If you do have one, you're just going to have to click Manage Now. But either way, the things we're going to go through are things that you want to take a look at, whether you've already got an account and maybe there's some things we can do to improve it, or if you don't have one yet, this will still be helpful. Now, the information that you enter, we're going to show you, first I want to show you a little bit about how it's going to show up. So here's our cover photo. We're going to show you a little bit of the map. You've got some information here. We're going to get to the point where we're going to talk about questions and things like that as we get going. Reviews, posts. Here's an example of a post. So that one showed up because I specifically searched this business and it came up. But also, when you go to your search results, if you click on the business, the same information is going to show up there. See, we've got all those things there. Okay, so let's dive in and optimize your Google My Business account. So when you've logged in, here is your first thing. And I really want you to pay attention to what's on this homepage because let's face it, Google is smart and savvy and they're going to promote and push the things that they want you to do. So up here, we've got create a post, add a photo, create an ad. Of course, they want you to create an ad and spend money with them. But we're going to focus on things that you can do without spending ad dollars today. So here, they're already telling us about business, like they're really pushing this post. So we're going to get into that. But I also want you to take a little look around here. Now right here, get messages from customers. This is a thing that I have noticed. I am a local guide from Google. So I give businesses reviews and I've got the ranking of local guide. And so when a business that I've reviewed or a business that Google knows that I've been to and somebody posts a question, Google sends me a little notice on my phone and tries to get me to help answer the question. What I have noticed in doing this is a lot of people seem to expect that the business will be answering questions. And a lot of businesses aren't. For example, here's Costco. Here are some of the questions people are asking. Do you have geranium plants in yet? This is not a question that they are asking for the random people to answer. They are expecting Costco to know this and answer it. And as you can see, nobody has answered this question. This person did not get the help they wanted. Maybe they went in anyway, maybe they called, or maybe they didn't go shop there at all. And so you can see here again, though, that the people who are answering these questions are the local guides. It's not Costco. So as a small business, it is very important for you to know when you're getting these messages and to respond to them. You should get an email or a notification if you have your Google business account already set up. However, they are also encouraging you to install these apps. So I do not use these, but if you would like an easier way to make sure you're getting these messages and respond promptly, take a look here. You can click on them when you're on your phone. It'll take you right to there. So pretty easy to do. The other thing is to consider signing up for bookings. And this is going to depend on how you handle scheduling your clients. Now, for this specific account that I'm in, she prefers phone or email, so this is not going to work for her. Although one of my other clients does use my time, and so we do have this hooked up on hers, I believe. But again, so if you're using any of these options to do online booking for your clients, hook it up with Google, okay? That's definitely going to help you out. If you want to do this on your phone with an app, you can always do that. But in your insights, we can take a look at that. Photos. I have a whole video on photos. But we will do a little bit of that coming up here. And you can even see here, complete your listing. Google does not feel that this account has an adequate thing. So let's definitely take a look at what they want us to do here. So we can, again, everything that Google wants you to do, just do it, because if you make Google happy, you're more likely to show up better ranking. So Google is saying that we should have a profile short name that will make it easier for the customers to find us. And they've given us a suggestion, which is exactly the business's name. So I'm just going to click that and apply it. Now I'm going to go back to that home screen really quickly here and go back to the complete your listing where they want us to add a description. So I'm just going to click on that and type in my description here. To make this easy, I just went to the Facebook page where I already have a nice about description. I've copied that and I'm just going to paste that in here. And you can see that I still have enough characters, so I'm fine there. And we'll click apply. Okay, so let's go back to the home one more time just to make sure we've covered everything. So yes, we've got the latest posts. You can see I just posted this a couple minutes before I started the video. It's already gotten 2 views. And we have a link here. Now, reviews. So if you ask a customer to give you a review on Google, they can say sure and have great intentions of doing so. It doesn't mean when they get to their computer, they're going to remember to do it. Instead, you can copy this link, send them a quick email after their session, and send them that link to make it easy. Hey, I'd love, to get a review. Here's the link where you can do so on Google. And then, of course, once I do that, we can talk about how to use that review to your fullest marketing potential. You'll find some tips on the blog about using that. So anyway, send them that link. That makes that easy. And I think that covers everything on the homepage. Okay, so again, this is where I would always start. Check here, work with these things, but we're going to go step by step on how to make sure you've optimized your Google My Business listing. So the first one here is posts. And as you can see, I did a post just a little bit ago, but we can do another one. We could add an upcoming event. We can add an offer. We could add a product. We can do all those different things because as you saw when we went to the page over here, it definitely is willing to show us more than one post. But at the same rate, I wouldn't worry about it. If you do one every so often, you've got something up there. That is great. In fact, I know that Google will send you an email as a reminder when it's about to expire, because they do not keep your posts up there indefinitely. But just to show you how this works, you can click on that icon. Again, you can also do this on your phone. It's going to work very similarly on your phone to what we're doing here. And I'm going to drag over this graphic. And it doesn't quite line up because that was a square graphic designed for Facebook or Instagram. But when I click on the edit, I can just adjust the side here, and I can click on upload. To make this really easy, you can even open up, if you are a More Feet Club member, you can open up the file you get, copy that suggested text to use with it, and just paste it in here. And there we go. We can add a button. Let's do this account prefers to have people call or email, so we're going to do the call now to schedule. And if you want to preview it, you can see exactly how it's going to show up. Looks great. Hit publish. You've got it over there. You can see those. Okay. So it works very similarly. If you have an event, you know, you can enter your dates and things like that. So depending on what things you have, if you have special offers, maybe a new client offer, you can add that. If you sell any products, include that. The more information that you provide, the more ways that Google is going to know who to show your listing to, depending on what keywords they are searching for. I'm going to go down to info next. Now, this is the one where on the other account, we did not have reflexologist listed. And when I added that, it really helped. Now, this person is also not just a reflexologist. She does a few other things. And I do know that Reiki is something she gets a lot of calls from on the web that you find her for her website. And I'm going to guess that having it right in here is a key part of it. So while you can add things under your services, definitely want to make sure you have all of your key things listed up in here. So you can add another category if there is something else that you do. So think carefully about everything you've got and make sure that they are listed there. Here is another little tip for you. The address that you enter with Google, they are kind of picky about how things are listed out. And whatever the address is listed at here, you can see that we have West spelled out. We have Court spelled out. This is how you should list your address everywhere. On all of your directory listings, anywhere online, on your Facebook page, on your website, you know, on the Reflexology Association websites. Every single place that you list your website, try to be as consistent as possible with how it is listed on your Google My Maps. Use this one as the default because, again, Google's picky. They have certain things that they like, and you want to do that. Now, the service area, if you are a mobile reflexologist, for example, you can add the service area and go from there. As you start typing it, you can select it. Now, I don't know that this one's that important, but again, like I said, better you do it, the better. If there's maybe a couple towns nearby and you go to all of them, and maybe, again, even if you have your practice in one place, but if you're willing to do events or corporate things, like if you're willing to go in to a business and, you know, do some reflexology there, then definitely doesn't hurt to add your service areas, and list as many as apply for your town. Okay, definitely do your hours. Google will periodically send emails about different holidays too to remind you maybe you want to update things for special hours or things like that. But at least I know as a consumer, I definitely use this. I don't always go to somebody's website. I don't always I definitely don't always call them, but I will check to see what their hours are on the Google Maps. So you got your phone number. That's that short name I'm guessing we just did. Your website. If you do not have a website, I would put your Facebook page in here. You definitely want to give somebody a place to link to for more information. And then again, if you have like a special booking site that's separate, put that in there. Services. We definitely need to add these. Actually, you can see that we do have quite a few. I would suggest you take a look, make sure, again, if you did this a while ago, that everything is current. One thing that's especially important to think about with these is keywords. So I would not just list this name. I would definitely give a little bit more information, and especially if you have a related page on your website to link to it. The more information you provide is always going to be better. Don't use words just to use words. Make them count, make them relevant. Focus on the benefits that people are going to get. Think about the problems that they're facing. But definitely use more than just saying reflexology. Now we'll go back to info. Keep working our way through that list. And we have this attributes. To show you an example of how the attributes work, I went to the Google Help, and you can see that it might show up with little icons on the account. So we'll click on women-led. Again, whether or not you want to list your gender is optional. I think for this one, it's very clear if you look at any of her website or things like that, and that accepting new patients, definitely a good thing to add. We can click apply. Now, as of right now, because we didn't have any, you can see that nothing is showing up, but we'll go back and check after they get applied, and hopefully we will be able to see that those attributes have been added. And this is our description. You can add more photos from here. And because I've made some edits, you can see that there's a few things. You can check it if you want to make sure you're seeing it, how it looks. And then if you need to add any of these more advanced things, that's very optional too. We're going to move on to insights. Now, hopefully you have Google Analytics and the Google Search Console, also known as Google Webmasters. Those things are going to tell you more things about people visiting your website in general. But this is going to show you the ones specifically that are triggering your listing. So we can see some examples here of what people are searching and then that the listings comes up for. So again, maybe you would like to rank higher for a certain one. Like for example, if you're coming up, first for massage and not for reflexology, you're going to want to look at your listing and make sure you're talking about reflexology, so that definitely feels like that's the prominence. Or again, make sure that you have back under the info, under your categories, make sure that you do have reflexologist checked, things like that, and that your services talk about it to make sure that that should be your number one if that is your primary focus. Now, here are some reviews. I would definitely encourage you to respond, especially, if these are people that you know, it looks good if you're responding and saying, thank you, or you're a joy to have as a, whatever you want to say. I would say what's even more important though is anything that is negative. Everybody hates negative reviews. They are stressful. They are awful. Sometimes they're not even real. They're from competitors or trolls or who knows what. But definitely respond, because the people who are looking at these reviews are going to notice how you engage. And that is a huge sign of your customer service. So right here, you can see just the ones you haven't replied to. Now this one, none of them have been replied to. We should probably address that, although these are kind of old, so we're not going to go back and respond to old reviews at this point. But anyway, and then just as an example, on the blog, there's an article on how you can use these for marketing purposes. And if you're on your computer, you can use the snipping tool, which is moving, but I'm still using it. And you could simply take a screenshot of that. You can save that as an image and post it to your social media. You can see it's not really great sizing. Might look better even if you did it on your phone. Or you can copy this and just paste it onto your social media, or better yet, check out the blog post about creating testimonial graphics. Now, let's go down to the messaging, and that's where they're just going to try to encourage you to install the apps. Again, I get emails, I get notifications of the page I manage when they have a thing, so you should be getting those, but if you want to make sure you don't want to miss it, make them stand out more, not get lost in your email and things like that, you can definitely install that app. And in our, we have another one that goes more in depth on the photos, but let's add, you want to try to make sure you're looking at all of these and have as many things covered as possible. So we don't have any videos yet, so we're going to add a video. And upload that. Okay, it's finished uploading and it's gonna show up right here. So we've got our cover photo and our logo are gonna be the most prominent. This image I uploaded, you can see 1 week ago, it's now had 6 views and our video is still loading. But also in the other video, we don't have anything listed specifically under the team photos. So here is a photo of the Reflexologist. So we'll upload that one. And again, you can, now a number of the ones that we have already do show some of the, well, anyway, show some of them. But again, this will work just as easily on your phone. This little button is going to be down here on your phone, but you can just click on the different ones and upload those so you have them. Again, the bookings is if you use some kind of online booking thing. We kind of looked at the services already. In case you need, you can have different sections. So here are just the reflexology services. Now we should actually add a section for the sound therapy and different things like that. Or again, under the current section, you can add that and be as descriptive as possible. And this one can be deceiving. It looks like maybe something to do with your website, but this would be to create a free website. So if you don't have a website and you're not ready to invest in something else, you could always start with just having a page through this. But for the most part, I know I tend to say that use what Google offers, but I think there's definite benefits to using other things. Go back, because we don't want that. Oops. And then if you have a marketing person or somebody else on your staff that you want to have access to your site, or even just, I know a lot of us have more than one Google account. If you have a personal one and then a business one, you can add yourself both places to make sure that you can always easily log in. And there you go. It's pretty simple to go through and optimize all your things. And I just would like to, again, stress the key thing would be thinking about the words that you're using. Make sure that you are being descriptive, that you're talking about the benefits, that you're talking about how you help people. And definitely the key words of reflexology, everything should be talking about what your services are, so that more times that you talk about it, the more Google knows its importance. And you will have your listing, I'm going to pull this one back up here, showing up in the top spots. Let's get more feet on your table and get those people searching for reflexology to find your website.